This is it.
Hello.
Hello.
Is it?
Yeah, this is it.
Tomorrow.
This is the launch party.
Technically tomorrow,
well,
is it?
technically tomorrow, but we're here to celebrate with you tonight the release of Seaview's Soft Rains out tomorrow.
Yeah, and thank you so much for all of you in the chat. It's really nice to see you all in
there.
there.
So good to see you all.
Some of you meeting up, having known each other before, but never in the Boo forum.
Oh, welcome Spaces and Noise, Frank Humphreys. We've got loads of people from all over the world, people from Sweden, from California, from Australia. It's a real blending of people from all over the world, many of whom are in very hot weather.
It's a smorgasbord.
It's a smorgasbord.
Boy.
Hey, Caitlin, welcome.
Welcome, willkommen. Yeah, we got a lot to get through, so thank you for joining us. Incidentally, before we continue, we completely forgot and missed that it was our 4th birthday in June.
Happy birthday!
Let's call this a 4th BOOcast birthday. 4 years!
Double party! Yay!
And so this is BOOcast number 46, which is 46, is it?
Yes. Let's start it.
Let's be professional. Here we go. 46 starts right now. Yeah!
Yeah!
So you don't want to be pink anymore.
Well, it's nice and everything.
It's quite a nice party.
Makes us look very, very hot.
Oh, no, it's horrible.
Oh, it's very blue.
Let's do this.
Oh, it's nice and cool.
The light's coming back, so watch your eyes.
Here we are.
There.
Hey! The sun is shining. And it's time for the Seaview's Soft Rains album launch. And we've got so much to share with you in tonight's show. But should we share a little bit of news first of all? Well, I mean, it's not news. Some of you may already know we're going to be playing Coastal Electronaut SEMS in Whitstable in September 10th.
Yeah.
With Sophie Sirota's remix album launch is going to be on there as well. It's a wonderful monthly event in Whitstable. They host all sorts of electronic acts. And I believe there's one this month on August 13th as well. If you can get on over there and check out their experimental electronic action.
Yes, do. Back to us?
Yes, we can't wait. We're excited.
Yeah, that's going to be great. And yes.
And basically, this show has so much stuff in it. We've got lots and lots of clips. So Chris is going to be like the many hands of...
I'm a bit fried anyway.
Yeah, the heat.
As we all are, actually.
Yeah. But
it's
we
hot, isn't it?
I want to say thanks for being here and celebrating with us. And we asked you guys before this show. So the boosters received the album early, didn't they? These are the people who subscribe to us monthly and they get all sorts of bonus goodies, including early release. So we've sent them physical copies and they've sent in some questions and comments, which we'll be sharing with you throughout the show.
Yes.
But at the top of the show, I just wanted to share these lovely videos people sent in and photos of their thoughts on the album. So here's some of those.
Hi, Chris and Bree, and hello from chilly Canberra. Loving the new album, it's stuck in my head already. Also love the nostalgic packaging, including the Viewmaster insert. Hope it's a smash. Thank you.
Dear Bridget, dear Chris, well done on your album. It's a cracker. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful CD. It's a great work of art. Love listening to it. And I think you two are truly inspiring. I hope you can carry on for a long time and wish you a wonderful album launch. Take care, you two. Bye.
Yeah, thank you so much, all of you. It was really heartwarming to hear all these comments coming back from you, lovely people. And
means a lot.
It really does. I believe I've gone on about, we will talk a little bit about the making of the album in tonight's show and a little bit about what it's about and where it came from. And it's very much a product of the period when we made it.
Yeah.
I haven't actually been able to fully listen to the whole album since it finished, because it just reminds me, it's difficult to listen to for me, because it's
too
actually
close, isn't it?
it's a bit
still?
personal and a bit difficult. But I'll get back to listening it soon.
But we're so glad it's connecting with you guys.
Yeah,
I'm going to share a
I
couple.
try not to ruin it for you by telling you what all the songs are about.
Oh no, people will take their own things from it as well, I'm sure.
Yes.
But we'll share a couple of comments straight away. So, lovely comment from the booster, Christian Alexander. I presume that's how you pronounce Exan. Maybe it's Shan Alexander. Anyway, thank you. Loving the new album. It's a joy from start to finish. Reminds me why I still love electronic music. Thank you. Is that a photo of Blackpool on the lyric card for From Wish You Were Here? Are these photos of your family holidays? And there's another comment from Pascal Aubry. Did you draw inspiration for the album's songs from the photos, or are they completely separate? Very good questions, guys.
Interesting questions. Yes. I'll be going, yes. So this is a long story.
Yeah.
We do have a little bit of film, which we might want to see first. I don't know.
We can give it a little bit of context, but basically you had an initial idea about the images and the packaging being related to film.
Yeah.
Way back. Basically, we always
Yes,
prototype
yes.
lots of different ideas, and you had quite a clear idea from right from the start, where you were just like, I'm imagining a box, and in the box are photos.
Well, we've done this a long time. I don't know if you ever go to like thrift shops, charity shops, junk shops, places like that. We go to them all along the south coast, just, because it's nice to have a little rummage here and there.
Yeah, I love a rummage. I have dreams about rummaging sometimes. I do. They're great dreams.
Steady on.
I wake up and, it wasn't real. But anyway.
Yes. Let's move on. So there's a lot of fun to be had in looking at these photographs which have been discarded by people, and there's something quite strange about the feelings you can get from them. In answer to your question, did we draw inspiration for the album songs from the photos, or are they completely separate? No, they are connected. The songs were drawn from life, however, but the photographs we found were part of the finishing process of the songs.
Yes.
And then something strange. This is why we didn't want to share the photos with you in the promo material. So we wanted you to see them for the first time, because when we heard the album for the first time with the photos in our hands, so the lyrics are on the back, reading along. I know you're not supposed. Some people say you're not supposed to read along while you're listening.
Who says that?
Well, Peter, for one.
Peter, you're wrong.
It's
okay. Personal decision. No judgment.
Yeah, but turning it over and seeing the photo after hearing it, it strangely skewed the whole story, and it was an interesting parallax going on between. See what I did there? Between what the song is actually inspired by, or where it came from, or what happened when we made it, and the thing that happens when you have the photo in your hand. So there was a strange thing happened.
Yeah.
And it happened early on, but once we got them all together and we did a lot of whittling, you'll see some of the photos that didn't make it, by the way, because we do have some which didn't make it.
And I still didn't want to spoil the surprise of all the photos that are inside.
Yeah. But yeah, so it was interesting. There was a very strange period during last year. We had it was a difficult year, let's be frank, and we won't go into too much personal details about it. But
part of it was moving house.
Part of it was moving house, and the least of it was moving house, actually. Although that's supposed to be one of the most stressful thing you can do, of course. But we needed to make space because we had lots of stuff, and we've moved to a much smaller place. And I had a black plastic bag full of photographs of myself from the 20s to the 40s, the early 40s.
Not the 1940s.
Not the 1940s. My 20s to my 40s.
Looks good, doesn't he?
And thanks. And diaries and letters and lots of stuff that, the stuff you just carry around with you.
And similarly, I had my dad passed away last year, and I'd brought back my old sketchbooks and artifacts from his house that he'd been storing of mine for years, of my teen years and stuff as well, photos and diaries and things. So we both had all this stuff. Yeah,
and well, I don't know how you're going to respond to this, but I still don't really know how I feel about it, but I did it. we built a bonfire and I burnt the lot because I didn't want to carry it with me anymore. It was only afterwards that somebody said, what if somebody else wanted to see those, that I realised, oh yeah, I suppose that could be seen as quite a selfish thing to do. But I really didn't want to be carrying these around with me anymore. And I've still got family photos, of course, and that stuff. But the people in the past, the people that are gone, the person I was that is gone, I just felt that there was no need to hold on to it anymore. Although, take from this what you will. While I was putting sheafs of photographs into the fire, I wasn't looking at them because I knew if I looked, I'd go, oh.
Very different for me. I basically poured over everything. And it was that thing, though, where it's like, what am I going to do with these? They're going to go back into a cupboard, and in a few years, I'll look at them again and put them back in the cupboard. And I just, again, I too felt like I just don't need to carry it. I carry those stories and that life within me, and that's enough.
There was also a very, very big thing about what you leave behind after you go.
Yeah.
And how much clutter and how much of your stuff is left behind. And which brings us back to these photographs, which we found for the album artwork. And literally, it wasn't until I'd nearly finished working on the artwork that I realised what I'd done. I'd actually got rid of my own photographs and begun collecting the photographs of strangers, which they had lost or been gotten rid of and were just in junk shops. So I don't know what that means to you. I've said this to a few people, and quite a few of them have been quite horrified. They've just gone, you burnt your photographs.
It's that thing, isn't it? A lot of people say if your house was burning down, what do you grab? And people say the photos.
And yeah, for me, I don't know. I don't know.
It's interesting for you because I can tell you still feel unsettled about whether you should have or not. You're ambivalent.
I'm unsure about how I feel. And there are, because I didn't look, I mean, I'm having the occasional moment where I'm remembering things and going, oh yeah, I had a photograph of that. Oh no, I don't anymore.
But you still remember, so that's something.
Yeah, but I remember the photo.
Oh, that's interesting as well.
There you go. This is the thing about a photograph. It takes the place of the actual thing. Eventually, over time, you don't remember the time or the moment or the person. You remember the photograph. That's kind of what this album's ended up being about, by the way. Anyway, it's all gone a bit philosophical.
But also definitely about kind of shedding things which aren't serving you, and having faith that you're going to be able to land on your feet and create what happens next.
Yeah, it's that feng shui. Sorry to use the feng shui word, but you've got to have room on your bookshelf.
But I mean, the move
you've got to make space
for us as well is very much a step into the unknown. And we hadn't realised it, but we'd become quite comfortable where we were. I never expected that.
In spite of the discomfort that was happening while we were there for since 2024?
2016 we moved in.
It was
2026.
2025 is when it started going wrong. Or 2024 even.
Yeah.
So we had a full year and a half of, we've got to go now. Anyway, that's not really about the album, is it?
We want to share with you a little bit of footage from the very first moment Chris had this sort of inspiration of having a box of photos. He shared all these beautiful pictures of photographic packaging with me. And then we had some rummages, and then there's some pictures of images that didn't make it into the final release.
Rather relieved that we haven't been sued by the Kodak Corporation yet.
I don't think we're big enough.
See what happens, shall we? Here's a little bit of
tell them about it.
No, tell everyone about it. Though. We'll come to that in a sec. Here we go. Arrangements have been made for you to be tested on Wednesday the 29th of October 1952. Classic.
What's that, Tibet?
Oh, of course, someone's got a tiny writing. stuff.
Can I go through some of these?
You snuck a little picture of me in there.
Yeah. Can you spot it? Anyone?
No, don't worry, it's fine. Oh, that's
one
nice.
we kept.
But there's a real feeling to them, especially that format of photographs. You know, the little square ones that you get.
Yeah, they're beautiful. Yeah, so it's quite a journey. We've got a couple of other questions now about the making of the album. One from Ed Francie. Hello, Ed. Thanks for joining us. He says, I love Lost Hearts. Great flow to the record. Fun package and personalised. I will say it will get more personalised over time because it is designed to fade in the sun. And we think it's quite beautiful the way that it... And so every copy will become unique as it ages with you. But Ed asks, how difficult was it coming up with the song sequence? Do you say, we need an instrumental here? And then another related question from Pascal Aubry. How do you work? Does Chris write the music and Bridget write the lyrics, or does it depend on the song?
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it really depends on the song. There are some, there is a question about, I'm singing on one of these. One of the reasons I'm singing on one of those, that's a question, is because, well, some people have said, Chris, sing sometimes. Because I did sing on snare. I sang World Over.
Yeah.
So, yeah, sometimes it's together at the same time we make it. Sometimes I'll start something and then Bridget will write something and then that changes what I've done and then we work together and bash it together. And we've got a little bit of film about the recording of Alligator. And now brace yourself because this is warts and all.
Don't play it yet.
No, I won't.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're doing that.
So
okay.
I actually wrote a Substack article going into how we wrote Alligator specifically. Which is called Why AI Can't Come Close to Human Creativity in Music, because it was on reflecting on the process we had making this song, how AI couldn't possibly come close to copying it in any way. But basically it goes into great detail and it kind of gives a bit of context for how Seaview's Soft Rains came about. And basically the timeline of Seaview's Soft Rains, you can cut back to us, is... Basically, so I had in my diary Wednesday the 21st of August 2024, Chris recorded Comeback on new modular setup.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember Comeback, so we're going to have to dig that out and see what it was. But then that's pretty much when we started recording new material. And the last stage was Thursday the 30th of April. Chris was mastering and then making the CDs. We were making the CDs.
Yeah.
So it's like a 2-year period. And the context for writing Alligator was that weekend, we sat down together and collected some tracks that we thought maybe these would work together as an EP. We were giving ourselves some room, saying it doesn't have to be an album. Could be just an EP.
We sat down and we sat down
at the Abyss
at the sidings in New Haven and just put our headphones on and just made notes and wrote down and listened to we had about 30 tracks ish.
Yeah.
Some of them are very, very embryonic indeed. And we just didn't talk to each other through it. We just listened and then we afterwards compared notes. Is that what I've got here?
Yeah, no. So this is my diary entry from the next day. And basically, the first half of the day is like a normal day, doing chores, having toast, sorting out insurance, boring, adulting. And then I listened to the album shortlist, and basically I'd been so excited on the weekend. I was like, yes, gonna write some words here, because some of these just need words. They're like ready to go. And I was just sitting there, blank, hitting a wall, just going, nothing's coming out of this pen.
It's when you try to make yourself do something like that. It's not going to work,
I'll get stuff done in the morning and then I'll sit down and words will just happen. And it did not. And I got really frustrated and tired. I was really tired. And Chris was working in the studio and I was like, I'm going to have a nap. I need a reset because I'm just getting really depressed and funneling down a hole here. So I had a nap and I didn't sleep. I just beat myself up for not coming up with anything. And then came out and Chris had a demo And then there's this wonderful bit of excitement in the diary where I'm like writing, yeah, Chris has a song. It's called Stand on the Spot. He makes me a margarita and he has a martini and we relax together. We listen. I have an idea for the chorus immediately. I was like, I can hear this big rising major thirds type thing. And he understood what I meant because I didn't explain it very clearly. And I tried to do it on the piano, but he got it on the trigon. And then he finessed and we demoed and we arranged. We wrote. And by the end of the evening, we had a song. Chris makes burgers, eat, tweak, work tomorrow, so bed by 12. So that was the day that Alligator erupted in the studio.
So that's kind of, I mean, if you want to see the film.
Let's see the film. This is a condensed version.
Just brace yourself, we cut this. I mean, basically, I think you left the camera running in the back of the studio this whole time.
I did.
So it gives you an idea of, this is just one song. This is how one song was made. We actually did another song the same day. So this was a little bit more bashed out and worked at. And the thing you are going to hear is not the final song. It's
I'll talk about that
as well. It's just stumbling footsteps on the journey to it with quite a lot of really bad singing by me.
Both of us, when you're figuring out a song.
You're always great. But we also did the track Open Door on the same day, and that was completely different.
No, that was another night, but it was a similar evening.
It was a similar sort of vibe.
It was quite close to that.
But that literally just came at the same time. You were singing over it, I was playing it, and then I did over the top, and then it was that was the track. It was done. So it happened simultaneously there. Yeah. But this you'll see, okay, let's play the film. I'm really putting this off. Here we go. It's complicated. Yeah. Which is called Stand on the Spot. Okay, this better be good.
Well.
You sing along with me?
Some of it, yeah. It's just a demo.
Is it? Is it though? Is it? Might not be.
You lead me astray. I've fallen down too many times. Too many times. Too many times.
What's done?
I don't know. I just like that ascension.
Loser. I fucked that up, but that's okay. Okay, so we've got a song. Yep.
Better.
I mean, it might even be the fucking take.
I don't know about that. There's a lot of breakage.
Breakage is good.
Inside your vein, I let you know the consolation of right.
You should repeat it.
Yeah, I think you should say loser.
Hold me in your love. Hold me in the light that tricks my ear.
Good stop there. Yeah, thanks. Yes.
Good song, baby. I like your words.
Thanks. I like yours.
You happy with it?
Yeah.
Can you hear it again?
Yeah.
There you go. I mean, to be fair, I had 3 martinis, so I think I was remarkably...
3. Well done.
Yeah, come on. That's the standard international units of martini for me.
Now that film makes it look like what all music documentaries make it look like in the studio. Like things are just bouncing and happening all the time and everything's great. But actually it was a few hours we were in there and a lot of stuff was doesn't come out right the first time. In fact, when we recorded, I think it was Be Better actually, we went to record it, it didn't record. So we had to kind of remember what we did and record it again. Things are always going wrong. Like it's not, sometimes it's hard being in the studio. It's not, you have to struggle to get there. But we were quite lucky that night in that it all came together into a song.
Incidentally, speaking of Be Better, that's the one I'm singing.
Yeah.
That is literally the demo take. You'd gone to Australia. Oh no, had you gone yet? I can't remember. It doesn't matter.
Here, but there's so much in it.
But yeah. something had happened. I was inspired by this
It's the
quite
23rd
dreadful
of September 2024.
quite dreadful thing that had happened. You haven't quite gone yet. So, and what the vocals on there are basically, I just chopped out the bits that worked, and that is a demo, basic demo vocals. And I tried to re-sing it, but I just didn't like it. I preferred it. It was that moment that was captured, really.
Yeah, I really liked the original take as well.
Where are we now?
Don't. Yeah.
Okay.
But so after we recorded Alligator that day, we switched back to Bad Twin and then other songs. And we do this. We kind of bounce around between songs, feeling the whole sort of thing. And I don't know how it helps, whole with a W. And I don't know how that...
I don't know, a bit dreaming about rummaging, feeling the
Does
whole.
that
What's
help
going on?
with mixing for you, different types of tracks, but from a suite, to be bouncing between them? Because
Completely. Well, I'm going to talk about that in a bit, aren't I?
yes,
or is there a
I
video
suppose you
about
will.
that?
There might be.
Yeah, this when you're finding out what the shape of the whole thing is, the whole thing, yeah, you might change your mind about how a particular tracks might be sticking out too much or might not be sticking out enough. You know, it's one of those things. Yeah, you go back and forwards. Worm casting, I call it. It's still sort of wriggling around, going through different places all at once. Not really traveling in a linear direction, but rather sort of wriggling around through the whole soup of what you're making.
So that was in May 2025 when we first wrote it, and it wasn't until September you said to me the chorus is making me feel sick. And
yeah,
we were like, let's take out some stuff, and you took out the drums and the cutlery and then added that master filter to the chorus.
Yeah,
and it was like, oh, that's it.
I stuck it through what's it called? What's it called?
I don't know what it's called. I've got a picture of the envelope somewhere, but
it's when you have a sample of what's it called? You know, the kind of somebody tell me what it's called. It was the Melder Productions.
Some kind of filter.
No, it's when you sample the shape of a room and you sample a space, you get that kind of convolution.
Yeah.
Thank you, convolution. It was a convolution of radio, a particular type of radio, which I put it through. So it wasn't actually a filter. Well, it was a filter, but and it just seemed to work. And it's a bit of a cliche to do that, you know, sort of roll off all the bottom and roll off all the top and just make it go really small and thin and then have it come back down. But it felt too...
Yeah, I've got a picture of the
You've got a
envelope.
picture of it,
So I was
yeah.
like, that's brilliant. Yeah. No, I remember tweaking the dots with you. Like, we need to move that a little bit there and a little bit there, and we were tweaking them, and then I was like, there, that's
shallow
that's
S
just
curve
right.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what happened there.
And if you want to go deeper into the making of that song, read the article on Substack, because there's loads of stuff in there, loads of details. Yeah, so I had some really nice comments on the Substack article, and I wanted to share them, really deeply personal and affecting. So thank you, Andy, for commenting, who's thanked us for sharing the creative process, fast becoming his favourite. It really is amazing. Thank you both for every element, the art, the care and the love. Sorry to hear about your dad. I lost my mum last year too, and they gave her 6 months, and she lasted 6 months and 6 days. If there's such a thing, she had a good death. All of her family around her, peace made with the world. But loss of any kind is hard. I really resonated with that, Andy. Thank you for sharing. Emma and I have been listening on repeat and analysing your words and their story. Each line's possible meaning and finding our own meaning and stories to rewrite. I hope that's allowed, even encouraged. Yes, I have to say totally yes. We're really looking forward to the whole that is Seaview's Soft Rains. And Emma in particularly enjoyed Alligator because she escaped toxic marriage. Well done, Emma. And found huge meaning in the idea of breaking free and running away to find new love, redemption and healing. We both think it's the first chapter of a novel.
Yeah, it could be. This is the important thing to remember and take home. Is that whenever an artist tells you what the song means, I find it kind of hurts it a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to actually tell you about anything that is behind these songs, but suffice to say, there's real stuff behind these songs. You don't need to know what they are, but the photographs that went with the songs warped it in such a way or shifted it in such a way that it became different for us, even though it was coming from a really personal place. I mean, just about all the songs. All the songs, actually. And I found that fascinating. It's like we got rid of our own baggage and we picked up other people's baggage, merged it with our own baggage, and we've got new baggage. Is it baggage?
No, because
Baggage.
it's helping people lighten their baggage, I think. Because you take from it what you've experienced, what helps you, what resonates with you.
Yeah.
And
I'm just thinking what a great
it's
word
lovely.
baggage is. Baggage. But yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Yes.
Mm.
One more comment we had on the article, which is going to lead us into a slightly away from the album for a minute. Thank you, John Irby. I enjoyed reading your article. Your description of the creative process is spot on. We have to pass through the fires to get the result we are after. AI cannot duplicate that experience. And you are correct in saying that AI is only trained by data that came before it, not able to create a new musical style. I predict that SUNO will be out of business soon, either by a buyout or by its failure to deliver what it promised. I had to share that, and I'm sorry to those of you, if there are any of you who get tired of us talking about AI, but there's been some really big news this month.
As there has been every month since we started talking about this, which feels like 2 years ago, maybe more.
So there's been a lawsuit, SUNO versus GEMA. Don't cut to that for a bit.
Okay.
GEMA stands for, here we go, Gesellschaft für musikalische Aufführungs- und mechanische Vervielfältigungsrechte. How did I go? So that's basically the German Performing Rights Association, like PRS in the UK or ASCAP or BMI in the US. So they sued SUNO because it produces audio content which partially corresponds to 6 world-famous works, among them Forever Young by Marion Gold, Bernard Lloyd and Frank Mertens, and Mambo No. 5 by David Lubegger and Christian Plexschacher. I didn't know that was a German production. Anyway, SUNO argued, as they usually do, that training with the musical works is covered by the fair use doctrine under US law, and that the training data is neither contained in the model nor stored within it. This has so far worked for the AI companies in some cases which have been settled before going to trial, which is a shame. They still haven't had proper trial. But the court found that the disputed songs were effectively stored within SUNO's AI music models, which were hosted on servers in Germany. This can happen through a process called memorization. Rather than merely learning the general patterns from training data, an AI model can retain parts of the original works and later reproduce them. The court concluded that the similarities between the original songs and the AI-generated outputs were too extensive and specific to be coincidental. According to the court, this amounts to an unauthorized copying of the songs under German copyright law.
Interesting. So this reminds me of all kinds of cases recently where songwriters were being taken to court and sued by people for using the same chord sequence as another famous song, which is doubtful and dubious. But the big difference here is that the argument for AI is always, it's working in exactly the same way as humans work. We spend our lives listening to music and we pick it up and we learn it and we assimilate it and we take it on board and we change it and we recreate it. That's exactly what SUNO's doing.
In fact, a judge in a US case of authors versus Anthropic, I think it was, said it's just like a teacher teaching a student how to learn a language. They're not actually copying, they're just teaching.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw this thing. There was another article by the lady music lawyer.
Oh, Top Music Attorney.
YouTube
channel.
Where people were just asking SUNO, I think it was SUNO they were using, to make trap music with a few bits of lyrics stuck in and then it spat out some songs. But there's this thing, producer tags, where at the beginning you go... DJ Blackburn, whatever.
Bridget Rose in the house.
Producer tags on the top is where the producer of that track is basically shouting their name in a specific way to let you know they made it. And there's lots of different ones, but it's demonstrated that SUNO spat out this song with an actual producer tag, the real thing.
Oh my god!
It wasn't recreated or an approximation or anything. It was the identical thing
stamped on it.
And then so somebody just typed in a load of producer tags and got SUNO to do it. And sure enough, it regurgitated what it had been fed. Not, as you're being led to believe, a recreation of
Yeah.
something, or a synthesis, or the way a human processes music and does it, unless you're actually ripping it off. But literal regurgitation
Yeah.
of its data set.
Clearly, it has memory.
And here's the important. I mean, we know now that our music is in the data sets because of the Atlantic leak, which happened. And go and check that Atlantic leak. If the link will be in the last BOOcast, check it. Your music might be there, and like suddenly it becomes a bit personal.
Yes.
Because we're all struggling to survive. And then there's this sort of, but it's fine, it's fair use. It's not fair use.
It's an incredible double standard given
you're
teenagers being sued by Metallica in the
Yes.
2000s for using Napster.
Yes.
And now you have this grand scale theft of billions of songs. It's like, it's different. It's different now.
Yeah.
In fact, Anthropic were done, in one of those settled cases that they released a bunch of documents, and there's proof that they were using torrents of library books, of pirated books, to
And
train
then
their
destroying
models.
them as they were being scanned.
Well,
Did you hear this?
I did.
The books are actually literally being scanned and destroyed
You know,
as they're
it's
scanned.
So what they do is they cut the spines off so that they can spread out the pages and just scan them all, and then they pulp them. And there are lots of rare books being destroyed in this process. In fact, like it even said in internal memos, we don't really want people to know that we're doing this because it's bad PR.
No shit, Rick, really?
Just like that's one thing to copy it, but to actually destroy the original source as well, it's horrific.
I mean, this is the thing, isn't it?
Anyway, there was another small win. The court also held in this German case that SUNO was responsible for the AI-generated outputs in Germany that bore similarities to the copyrighted works. It was not the users who bore responsibility because the users only entered basic prompts such as lyrics and a musical style. SUNO designed, trained, and operated the models and therefore controlled the system that produced the infringing outputs, allegedly infringing. In addition, simply making the AI model and music generation application available to the public was considered by the court to infringe the right of public performance under German copyright law.
Now, that's interesting because the law as it stands in the UK, and I believe in the US and everywhere else apart from in Germany, it seems, is that SUNO has managed to fix it so that the user is the one liable.
Yes. They've got all sorts of tricky excuses. Anyway, that's all we're going to do about AI this month, but it felt relevant and it felt like good news. So, yeah.
It does. It feels nice.
Shall I give you another question about the album?
Okay, go on then.
Pascal Aubrey wants to know, do you use effects plugins in Reaper? If so, Reaper's own, or do you exclusively use outboard gear?
Thank you, Pascal. Yes, that's a very
Oh.
good question. What?
I've skipped ahead
Have you?
because there is actually some more about Alligator.
Is there?
There's a making of the video.
Oh, yeah.
I better share that because that'll be lined up.
Should we
won't
come
it?
back to Pascal
We'll come back
later?
to Pascal. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead. It's all that excitement.
It's a very complicated show. We haven't even had a chance to look at your...
We're going to look at your comments during that bit.
So this is... What's this then?
This is
The
this
video.
is the making of the Alligator video, which you will have seen. Now, if you haven't, go check out on the YouTube channel. It was a big one for us because we got some new kit, and you'll see a bit about how we made it.
Yeah, and actually the new kit was very much thanks to the help that we get from you guys. So,
Very much so.
It's changed things a little bit. So here we go. Let's do this.
Behind the scenes.
Okay, I'm going to learn how to use our brand new drone now. There's a bunch of tutorials, so here we go. Okay, this is under the house. I've taken out quite a bit of gubbins already. Let's have a look inside. Not bad. This is a good room because it's got lighting. But I need to clean it up a bit. I think a rug on the floor. Maybe put a window graphic there. Yes. And then in there. Oh, can I turn on the light? There we go. Yeah, that's another room entirely. But you can see all the bottom of the house stuff there. I quite like that this roof is pinned up somewhat. Anyway, gonna clean up the broken glass and make it a shooting space, hopefully. Ugh. It's really dusty in here. I've just been sweeping. I think I should stop because it's getting hard to breathe. There's a lot of dust. This is looking good though. Probably be better to deal with it with a hose or something. I don't know. I gotta get some air. Okay, a lot of rubble in here. I'm gonna try and get the bulk of that out before I vacuum up the dust. Really should use this. It works. Okay, it's pretty much de-dusted. We're ready to start furnishing. That's a start. Okay, I'm all Stepford wived up. Oh, Chris is setting up a monitor so we can check how everything looks. I'm just going to put a bunch of stuff in the props bag, which we're going to need later, and put that out of the way so that we've got nothing in shot except what we want. Okay. I've got après wig hair. We've just finished filming in the basement. It was really bad air down there, sticky with dust and damp feeling, clammy. The dress, although it looks like a normal dress, it's like a corset and you can't move your shoulders in it. It's very, very difficult. And poor Chris was running around with the camera and everything. Luckily, neither of us banged our head, so that's a little win there. But I think we've got all those main shots, so it's just the drone shots left to do, which we're going to do tomorrow morning when it's nice and quiet on the nature reserve. And right now, it's time for lunch.
See you, Dave. Okay. Head down, right down. Okay, go for it. Okay.
Okay, we've done our shoot. We're going to go have some breakfast. It's a beautiful morning, but it's getting crowded now. The dog walkers are out. Anyway, I can't wait to see what this looks like. Okay, let's go.
I still don't know how I managed to wangle my way out of cleaning the basement. How did I manage to not do that?
I think you were working on some video stuff at the time, and I had a day off. I was just like, I'm going to do it. I'm going down. This is it. I kind of just seized the moment. And actually, to be honest, I didn't think it was going to be half as much work as it was. Looking back at the footage, I'm like, oh my God.
I mean, even though you'd cleaned that all up, it's still pretty horrific down there. You could feel your lungs just gradually becoming...
Yeah.
Yeah, well done.
But that was really fun. Basically, with Alligator, it's funny. I had a dream in September. Yeah, I was just looking. I've wrote down a whole timeline of the album here, but I had a dream about a doll's house, being in a doll's house, and I was like, oh, I want to set this video in a doll's house, and I want to be standing in it and have the whole set turn upside down and my hair go upside down and all the belongings go upside down in slow motion. And I was looking at rigs, and if you ever want to put someone upside down in a film, you have to pay someone like £600 to make sure that it's done properly and they don't hurt themselves, and there's all this crazy stuff. I did buy a doll's house at the tip, but I realised...
I'll turn you upside down for 60 quid.
Yeah. I bet you
need
could.
to.
But I realised it was going to be too complicated.
That sounds like just another one in the long line of the video
Yes.
ideas we had that we don't have the time or the money
Yeah.
or the, let's face it, expertise
It
to do.
would have been so cool. But then we moved and discovered this basement. And I don't know, we were listening to the song one night and I kind of just said, oh, maybe we could put it in the greenhouse because there's a greenhouse. And I thought that'd be good, like mirrors, glass house.
I wish we had.
And you said, oh, I've been thinking we should do something in the basement. I was like, that's perfect with the oppressive ceilings and the dark, what's his name? Fritzl vibes.
Yeah, it's quite heavy Fritzl vibes, aren't they?
So yeah, I just was like, then I just storyboarded it, made an animatic. I'll probably share that with you guys, the boosters, the animatic, if you want to see. And just, yeah, the idea was totally there. But we were able to get a low budget, amazing drone. It's the DJI Neo 2 for anyone who's curious. It's this big and you can use hand commands with it. It's crazy tech. And we got a fisheye lens for the beginning. And you
may
know,
notice as well if you've seen the video for Alligator, that the buildings in the distance are
Yes.
gone. And you might be wondering how we did that, or how you did that. Was that AI?
Someone commented,
No, was it AI?
this looks like AI.
Was it AI?
No, it wasn't.
Of course it wasn't AI. We don't use AI.
Good old fashioned VFX.
Unless that drone's AI.
I
Probably
basically
is.
did the equivalent of matte painting out the background and just clone stamped it in and then tracked it to the shot and distorted it with the camera move. So
Had
it
to build
just
it.
works.
Basically had to build the space
Yeah,
in 3D.
yeah,
and
I
put
did.
It so
I had
it
to
moved.
estimate the distance of the camera and everything. Yeah, so proper human power VFX.
That's my fault.
there.
It's like, yeah, it just seemed at the end you need to escape, and it looks like you're just running towards more
Other
buildings.
houses,
So I had to
more basements.
We had to erase St Leonards.
Yeah.
and also you wanted you to be sat in the chair at the end.
I did.
As
I was
if
going to
it
give
was-
it a really dark ending.
It was all a dream, and I'm still there.
Yeah.
Like, no, please,
No, it's too dark.
let's let her escape.
Especially given what we went through and how we kind of have gone to a better place.
We did escape. It's
Yeah.
true. I mean,
Yeah.
so are we talking about the artwork a bit? Have we
can
done that already?
We have, but we can talk about it more.
Because I just wanted to say there's something
We
that's
just
been
showed us at the
happening.
end.
Oh, right, okay. Sorry. Yeah, carry on then.
Yeah. So we'll go back to Pascal. So we've got so many
We really
things.
know what we're doing.
We're going to go back to Pascal's question about the how we make the songs, and do you use effects plugins in Reaper? If so, Reaper Zone or exclusively outboard gear?
I wish. Yeah, no, we don't have
You may
very
be able to
much
see.
outboard gear. We've got, I mean, obviously I don't use VST plugin synthesizers. I use a lot of drum samples, and we've got drum machines. But as for effects, we use shall we just show the film and you
Let's
can
show
see?
the film.
Okay, hold on. There it is. So this is. I looked back at the very first BOOcast, which was in 2022, June the 6th, 2022, and one of the very first things I said was, "We're not experts." Okay, so I just want to reiterate that again.
Yes.
I'm not an expert. You
I'm
are.
definitee not an expert.
No, you kind of are, though. I
Well.
mean, you're amazing at what you do. But what I do with the audio side, I am not an expert. Anyway, so bear that in mind as I now wax lyrical about mixing and mastering the album.
I did ask you. I asked. So
Okay.
I was curious.
Yeah, me too. Here we go.
So we're here in the studio. We're at the final stage of mastering, and Chris is going to show me some of the things he's been doing.
Yeah, here we are. It's this is the mastering project. It's in Reaper. Each of these tracks was done in Reaper as well, but I've just rendered them out. I haven't done this very professionally this time. I've very, very haphazardly mastered them. Normally you're supposed to get everything to minus 24 lufs and like only peaking at something really quiet, and then you make it all up there. But I've kind of just broken all the rules.
Okay.
So there's several. So as you can see, we've divided the project into regions. Each of these will be individual tracks.
Okay.
You might notice that some of the tracks have other files in them. So this one, for example, I'll solo it and bring it up. This is the beginning of the... Whoa, let's go back to the beginning of the album, and that's a recording we made on the beach, and the file name is Tide Mills, because that's exactly where we were. It's a very personal piece of recording this, because this is where we went last year in order to become sane. And also I very much remember our friend Blanca came round one night, and there was so much interference and noise coming from the neighbours, and it was really stressful and frightening. I didn't want to put music on, but I actually put this sound on a loop. So I've got a good 20 or 30 minutes of it. So that's a really nice personal thing, but that's the opening. And I've left it probably a touch too long, but I'm not sure. Do you think, should we shorten it? I don't think so.
It is quite long. I don't really mind that. I kind of only noticed the length recently. You said it's always been that length. So, I don't know. I have to think about that. It's quite a nice, it's an overture, isn't it? It's an audio overture, sort of.
Yeah,
sound
I'm a big
overture.
fan of the whole idea of like the theatrical thing. You have to have the lights go down and then the curtains open before the show begins.
And that is the sound of a shingle beach, which sounds different to sandy beaches. You'll hear that sort of rattling of the water through the rocks. It's just lovely.
Yeah.
Very British.
So do you want to see what I've been doing?
Yeah.
So as I said, all of these tracks are very much so quiet. I'll just enlarge them a little bit so you can see a little bit. I mean, they're already pretty well... I've just sort of mixed and mastered them as we went. So what I've been doing here is sort of bashing them into shape together, sort of getting them like, that one's a little bit too bright. So, for example, we already released Responsible Adult. There's Responsible Adult, but I found like when it was in there, it suddenly... When it's against the other tracks, it felt a little bit too bright. So I shaved off a tiny bit of the high there at 10k, no boost, and I just boost and cut at 30 hertz just to give it a bit more body. It's if I switch that off and if I play it, you might not even notice the difference. You hear that? It's ever so slight. Anyway, the funny thing about this UAD Pultec EQP1A VST is even when you don't touch the knobs, it does something to the signal. And it's a bit annoying, even when you have it flat. Well, maybe it's not annoying. It kind of seems to boost... It seems to add gain. I don't know. Something happens. Yeah, sometimes you'll go into clipping if you're very close to the top. You switch this in, don't even do anything to the audio. Anyway, watch if you're using that and you watch that. Anyway, it's quite nice. So you just got to be careful with it. That's all. But
And that's you only started using that on compulsory games, that Pultec, right?
yes, and now we own them. And I've also got all the Sound Toys stuff, but I haven't actually used much of the Sound Toys in the mastering, if any. So I'll take you down there. So we've got two stages to this mastering stage. We've got each individual track has its own effect region. So there's a little bit. So basically for the Shingle Beach, I just cut all the low rumble out there. For Intercity, again a little bit of compression. Not much, you see, so peak reduction's down quite low, gain's quite low. This is sort of like, I probably shouldn't do it, but I'm using it to sort of glue the tracks together. Whenever everything's felt like, when you're cooking a stew, and there's a stage when or chili, you put cooking chili, if you taste it, like, just as you put the ingredients together, even though it's hot, it hasn't cooked yet. It feels like all the separate bits haven't joined up. So that's sort of like, that's... This
It's the slow cooker effect.
This is designed to make it feel like you've been cooking it all day.
That's cool.
And it's basically a leveling amplifier. And what it does is it kind of it sort of reduces the gain when the signal gets hot. But it's hopefully if you're clever and subtle with it. I don't even know if you're supposed to use it for mastering, but if you're subtle with it, what it seems to do is it sort of just brings everything up into, I don't know, it makes it feel a bit more chunky. I don't know. Anyway, so each of these tracks has its own thing. Alligator, not very much being done here. So there's a boost and cut at 10 there, and the clipper. The clipper's doing nothing. I use Event Horizon. This is the built-in master limiter clipper that's with Reaper, and I've tried quite a few limiters. When I did mastered the remix for Responsible Adult by Andy Kay, I used some other limiters to get at the end of the chain while I was boosting the level. And I found that they seem to shave off the transients too much. And I went, let's just go back to it doesn't even have a UI. Look at it, it's just really ugly to look at. But I switched this in, and it does the job. It doesn't clip, and it doesn't seem to destroy the transients too badly. So I use that a lot. I used it a lot in compulsory games as well. You can see the original titles for some of these tracks. I got a bit confused though, because I've been slowly adding to them. These are my notes. It's just of the last couple of days, so here we go. Yeah. So this is with first lesson 27th. So I made notes, and whenever I've actioned them or done them, I've crossed them out and made a note about what I did. Then I'll go and have another listen, and you get more notes, and then go back and action them. Then another listen. Another listen. Anyway, so that's how I go. I just basically listen and just make notes.
And when you have your listens, it's not just here, though, is it?
Yeah, I'll go in the living room, headphones, speakers.
Yeah.
Go as many places as possible. Unfortunately, we haven't got access to the Graham Audio LS5s anymore.
But to be fair, we'd kind of finished our mix by the time we heard it on them.
No, but he did help. There was the little...
Oh, Andy listened first, didn't he?
Yeah, little cuts here, and it wasn't very much. Again, it was like sort of, it's a bit, getting a bit boomy around 50 hertz. And then he realised his living room has a resonant peak at 50 hertz. So basically, we did some things and then I undid them as well. Just check that that's okay. So...
And is it true that, like, kind of at the mastering stage, you don't really want to be doing too much to it?
No.
All the mixing should take care of most of the goodness.
Yeah, and as I say, I've been mixing and mastering sort of at the same time. Sometimes I'll go through and I'll go, right, in conjunction with all the other tracks, this track now needs its backing vocals turning down a bit. So I'll go back to the actual project for the song and do a bit of mixing and then bring it back in again, check it. So it's very much, there's a back and forward is going on here. Yeah. I know you're not supposed to do that, but that's kind of how it works with us.
I like that.
So there's two stages to this mastering process. So for me, so we've got all the individual things, and as I say, there's quite a lot going on there. Yeah, medium wave needed a bit of brightening up. Be better. Again, some of it's just like literally there's nothing. There's minus 0.6, minus 0.5 on the ceiling there. So that's probably adding a tiny bit of gain, or a bit of loudness rather, but not much. Anyway, so each of the tracks has their own thing to sort of bring them together. And then at the end of the chain in the master bus, there's this thing. So I've generally got, actually, you can see there's actually, now I look at it, there's quite a lot going on there. So this is just where I've arrived at. This is a sort of that sweetener end spot. So a little bit of extra body and a little bit of extra sizzle. And then these next three plugins here, we've got the mid-side encoder, re-EQ, and the mid-side decoder. And what this does is, if I hit play. So first of all, you put in the chain, if you want to do this monoing of the low frequencies. So you put the mid-side encoder, then re-EQ, then mid-side decoder. And then in re-EQ, you click on the audio master levels thing, what's it called, the matrix of where the audio is going. You disconnect input left and you disconnect output left. What these three things together now do is, this is no longer an EQ. What it does is anything that's swept down becomes monoed.
Oh.
So if I go all the way to the top, this whole track is mono now.
Oh.
And anything below, so that basically it's a way of sort of slightly solidifying the track a little bit.
Okay.
So you mono. I mean, it's mainly for cutting vinyl, I think. So if you've got too much stereo information in the very low frequencies, it can cause the needle to jump out of the groove and stuff like that happens. So this is a sort of thing that happens, but it also has the side effect of slightly just making it feel a bit more solid. Let me just undo everything I just did, because I can't remember where it was. Is that where it was?
Don't lose the master.
They say so. It doesn't. It's quite a subtle effect. I think that feels a bit high to me. No, maybe I've done it there. So I've seemed to have gone from about 150 hertz, and it's sweeping down to. By the time you get below, let's say 60, all the information gets centered into the middle. And it's quite a subtle effect, but it seems to. Speakers seem to like it. Anyway.
What else was in that stack?
What, this one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So there's another EQ, which is just a very tiny bit of roll-off right in the lows, just to get some... generally, that stuff's not even audible anyway on most systems, so I'm just getting rid of a little bit of that. I won't be cutting that. Oh, no, that's a low shelf, so it's... Anyway. And then, once again, a limiter. The event horizon just at the end of the chain, just to catch any wayward clipping peaks that go over the top. And some of the software I used while monitoring. So, I mean, what you're supposed to do is really use the VU meter first. But there you go, VU meter.
Is that a free one?
Yeah, so that comes with Reaper.
Cool.
Then this one is a frequency spectrum analyzer, which comes with Reaper. This is a free loudness meter, Ulin, which is great, which gives you your LUFS, loudness units full scale. I've also got Re-EQ here, which I switch in occasionally. So you can see I've got a real,
Yeah, tight window on that.
Yeah, it's like a band pass. So this is sort of, gives you an idea what the track would sound like on a really, really shit system. Just out of interest, and it's quite nice to sort of. Is everything audible? You know, you can sort of do that.
It's good.
I mean, it's interesting. That can reveal problems with the mix.
Interesting.
Oscilloscope meter, which is useless because it makes your eyes go funny, and the stereoscope. A lot of our tracks are actually generally quite mono, but we've gone a bit more stereo this time. You see this cloud here tells you how in phase or out of phase and how stereo your track is. But this is, we normally hover around 33%. It's the magic number, people. So I'm a big fan of mono. I can't remember, I read an interview with someone in the 90s who was doing like dance remixes and going, just make it mono. It sounds better in a club. Mono is king, but obviously we're a bit stereo, but not very.
Can you show me the stereo field for when the sample of the radio comes in? Because it felt like it was coming from back and to the left behind me.
Back and to the left?
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know.
Well, let's just hear it on its own.
Just be an illusion.
Yeah, that's a stereo recording. So the thing with a real stereo recording, so this is all found sound. But this is just recorded with a stereo tape recorder. Yeah, it's stereo.
Interesting. Yeah, I really felt it around my head.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? So the way spatial audio works is that your brain is really good at decoding positions for things. I guess for when we were being chased by saber-toothed tigers and stuff. But it's like your brain automatically can hear reflections in a room, and you can tell when things are, positioning really well. And it's funny, even just with 2 channels and stereo audio, it kind of sometimes it can work.
Well, thank you for showing me.
I think I'm gonna finally. So there's 2 different mixes I will do. So I will split these out as individual tracks. The first one I will do will be 16-bit 44.1 hertz, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for CD audio. So basically, I take it out of here and I drop it into Sony CD Architect 5, which I've had for years and I still use it, and I think it's defunct software now, but it works. The great thing is that I don't have to do any processing, and that software lives on a 2007 black MacBook. So it's very old, and you're lucky if you get it started. So we're doing that.
Why do we use that technique, that old software?
Because I honestly don't know how else to do it. I'm sure there are other ways. I don't know what they are. And I just know I've been using
And it works.
I've been using it for everything we've ever done. But before, I used to use VSTs and plugins inside that in order to master it. So it wasn't quite as cleverly mastered. Our previous albums, I basically just got them as good as I could using that.
That's right. I remember it got quite crashy with the processing.
Yeah, the computer got really hot, and it literally could take like up to like an hour and a half to render. So it would render the whole project, and then it would be burning them. And by the time it got to the stage of burning, the thing was red hot. I actually got a piece of marble and I keep it in the freezer.
That's right.
And this frozen piece of marble, and put the little black MacBook on it.
Yeah.
Please live. But now it's a lot easier. So I'm doing all the hard work in here. So what I'll basically spit out is just WAV files, and I'll just drop them into the project, and CD Architect will automatically put track names on them. I'm not sure if I ever do that, actually. Well, probably should this time. And then it just renders them to, builds a table of contents and puts it onto a CD. So that's the 16-bit version. And then there'll be a 24-bit version. With the 16-bit version, you need more. You need to be careful of your headroom. I find I have to pull the master level down just a touch, because for some reason 16-bit, it doesn't have as much headroom. So you got to be careful. But when it's the 24-bit, the file you'll download from Bandcamp, the 24-bit WAV, 48 kilohertz. It should be a bit louder.
Okay.
And also higher resolution. So, and all of these were recorded in 24-bit, and using all the VSTs and plugins we've used, they're all 24-bit. So everything should sound. It will sound good on the CD as well, but it's just an extra layer.
It's really hard dealing with getting the right loudness, though, isn't it? Because you compared to several other recent releases, and they were clipping.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there, because we bought a couple of albums and I just dropped the files in, and I don't know why they were clipping.
Well, maybe
the levels were really low.
Maybe because, again, they were like downloaded versions, so they were mastered louder than a CD version.
Possibly, but they shouldn't have been clipping. But I didn't understand. There's a couple of weird anomalies as well. So, for example, the Ulian thing here. It often goes over in the true peak max. It goes over +1, +2, whatever. And you go over here, and it's -1.4 for the whole project. That's where it peaks at for this. So this is where I'm going to be for the CD. I think I'm going to give it a go anyway. Shall I try and make a?
Yeah, test pressing.
Let's make a new folder. Okay, so what's the album called?
Seaviews Soft Brains.
Yeah, so 16-bit master 01. So this is the first one I'm going to do. Right, we go to render this. I'm going to go into File, Render, and then we'll select, instead of up here, the source master mix, right? So that's what's coming out at the end. Bounds entire project. So we're going to change that from entire project to all project regions. Stereo. We've got an MP3 here. We don't want an MP3. We want a WAV. And we don't want it 24-bit. We want it 16-bit. Okay, just check we're all there. 44.1, stereo, 16-bit. We should name all the files. 12 files, that's correct. So what I'm going to do is do a dry run just to make sure, because we're at -1.4 here. Let's do the dry run. So it's going to do each track one at a time. We just want to check that there aren't any. So there we go. We've already gone to peak -0.5.
Cool. So it checks the peaks as you go.
Yeah. If there are any clips, it will show up as a little red line. Hopefully we're all right. Whoa, there we go. We've got some clipping on Bad Twin. So I'm just going to cancel that. I've gone quite hot here. So, mind you, compulsory games, people seem to like the way that sounded, and I was sort of averaging -8 LUFS on that. So that was louder than this, but I'm going to be a little bit more sensible.
Why?
Yeah, maybe I'll change my mind and go nuts, but yeah. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. 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 We' Well, I mean, again, as long as it's got internal consistency, it's all right. But the thing with rendering for CD is like it doesn't actually matter because you just turn it up as long as everything inside itself is okay. So when you come to get played on the radio, if it's too hot, it automatically gets turned down by certain systems. And if it's streaming, if it's too hot, again, ditto, it gets turned down. So there's a luff. It's supposed to be minus 14 luffs for YouTube, and I never obey that rule. Yeah, so I mean, once we've done this, I'm actually gonna render this and listen to it and see if it's all right. If it's all right and the relative values are okay with each other, I'll probably keep it for the first few runs. We've got a couple to send out to people for reviews and things. But if it gets louder, all I'd need to do is add some compression and a bit of limiting and just at the end bus, because I don't want to change anything too much. But the thing, I mean, you can push it as loud as you can, but once you get into the realms of being louder and louder, what you're doing is you're actually just introducing distortion. So if something's too loud, what you've actually done with a limiter or a clipper or whatever, imagine the top of a waveform's doing this. As you push it up louder and louder and the limiter's going, literally squares off the tops, until you end up with like hard clipping, which is like everything becomes a square wave. So it sounds great. That's why we use distortion in guitars and everything. And distortion is awesome, but it's distortion is what it is. And it's extremely tiring to listen to. Although it might be a bit like, wah! And it's after a while you're going, oh God, turn it off.
Yeah, so that's the old toothpaste tube.
Yes,
so
exactly.
Ours, you can see there's, it's not really hitting the top there.
Yeah,
but
it's a bit toothpastey.
Sometimes when I get a stock file or listen to stock on Envato for work, it is literally like that's a black rectangle with a little envelope at the start and the end.
I mean, we look, you can see, because everything is, we haven't got too much fuzziness going on. There's a little bit, but everything is limited already. And as I said, I've done a bit of mastering in the mixing process. But yeah, the thing about that stock music is if it's really loud, it's more likely to get noticed. You know? It's like when you're mastering, I often go back and forward, but if I make a decision, I'll go check it, go back and forward. Is it better or is it worse? Is it better or is it worse? Just do that. And that tends to stop me from making insane decisions, because there are some things you can do with EQ and limiting where you can just crank them up and it's like, that sounds great. It really jumps out. It's like, wow, that's so clear and loud and big, which is all stuff you want. But, that's what you want people to do when it's stock music, library music. It's like everything else is properly mixed, and then there's one that's like, minus 3 luffs or something. It would be like you'd be sitting in your office and it's suddenly, whoa. And it's it's a nice trick, but is it a good idea? I don't know.
Not good for repeat listening.
No. But again, I mean, this is all stuff I've learned over the years and stuff that I've learned from talking to other people that do this and people that do it for a living and the odd YouTube training video and the odd this, that and the other. But it's kind of, I think it works.
Yeah.
Now, closing Reaper. So there we go. Oh dear, did I drop everything on there? It was supposed to go in there, wasn't it? Never mind.
So, hey!
Let's get all of those. Well, there we go. And quite a long video.
I thought it was all very interesting. There's
Wow.
so many little tricks and things.
I didn't really, I don't know, there was a little bit there. You probably all know all of that. Matt's in the audience, isn't he? Sorry, Matt, I've broken all the rules. I wish I'd had a teacher.
Well, it's interesting. I think since compulsory games, you've done a lot more mixing as we go on the tracks.
Have I?
So that you have less work to do at the mastering stage. I think so.
Yeah.
I think that was to do with those headphones. Suddenly you had so much more clarity while we
Yeah.
were working on stuff.
This room's a bit weird. I mean, it's okay, but it's weird.
It's different.
I started doing some
Can you
voiceover
see
stuff as well. We got little tiny. They're just to keep. Yeah, we got
the
we got
little
the
anti-reflection?
cheap stuff on the walls. We got the proper
posh stuff.
GIK acoustic stuff there, which
Yeah.
catches a bit more. But I had to put some stuff here
It's
because
behind my head. I'm in the corner.
I'd sometimes do a bit of voiceover stuff, and it's going to be I was just hearing little high bits
Little
there.
ring.
But the funny thing is, this room does have a. I should check it out and see where that peak is and try and EQ it out. Although that's obviously, yeah. Anyway, it's a whole kettle
It's a
of
whole
kettle
rabbit
of
hole.
worms.
Cyberblub asks, can you convolve with impulse responses of different sorts of speakers to hear what they would sound like?
Yeah, I think you can. Because there's convolution microphones, like models and convolution stuff. I mean, you can, yeah.
But it would all sound like what your speakers sound like at the end of the day to some extent as well. Like, it's not going to sound exactly like the speakers.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, of course.
Tricky.
The thing about a speaker is it's also the room it's in, what's going on in the room, and everything like that. So I guess convolution for mastering, there are things that can give you the convolved environment of a posh studio that's perfect, but you need to be using headphones, which also need to be perfect. And the whole thing's a nightmare.
Yeah, because you basically need millions of ears.
I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, please. I mean, as people in the audience that are more well versed in this gubbins than I am. So, I mean, yeah. Share.
People are saying, someone was saying, just talking about gaps in creativity. Andrew Kupachevsky said, everyone who writes music has dry spells. My band Discotheque hasn't released new music in almost 2 years, but eventually the songwriting muse will return to the studio and all will be well.
I didn't realise it was that long. It doesn't. Oh.
Yeah, it's gone really quickly. That's the other thing. It does go quickly. Prometheus also said, like, I've had no motivation to fire up any synths in this weather, and quite a few people agreed.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm really guilty of that. I haven't touched anything musical apart from at your birthday party.
Well, I mean, you only just finished mastering the album in April.
Well, that was April, May, June,
End of
July,
April.
August. It's 4 months. It's a long time. I've had a
Yes.
few little moments with this and that. And obviously doing Synth of the Month. There's no Synth of the Month this month, by the way.
'Cause there's so much other stuff.
Too much other stuff. No, I don't think you need to feel bad about that. It's like you saying, I'll do the admin in the morning
And then
I'll
I'll
write a
some
lyric
lyrics.
in the afternoon. It's like, well, that's not really how the human creativity thing works. It's kind of
No.
what is it like? Is it like a pot plant? You've got to water it, make it feel happy, put it in the right place, and maybe it will bear fruit.
I
It might
do
not,
talk about
but it
that
might.
in the article, actually, because I want
you wanna-
to share this because, you know, when I came back to the studio, you said, what do we have? A song, I said. And you said, how do we get it? And then you said, by not going to bed. And I was
It's that
quite
simple.
indignant. But, you know, it does require discipline, but it does involve also knowing when to quit. And I really like this quote from Neil Young, if you go back to it.
Sorry.
So I've got this great book by Paul Zollo who interviews songwriters on songwriting. And so Neil Young says, as soon as I start thinking, I quit. However, if he has an idea, day or night, no matter where he is, that takes precedent. That's the only rule he has. And I really like that. It's kind of both, you know, you have to have the discipline of applying yourself as much as you can, but also knowing when you're down a hole and you're not actually going to achieve anything.
Yeah, completely. I mean, trying to treat it like some kind of utilitarian, now we're going to produce something, often doesn't work. And the other thing that's a problem is not taking your little moments of inspiration seriously enough to act upon them. If you let those things go, and my God, the amount of things that I've gone, it's not that important. That doesn't really I don't think that's going to be no, let's leave it. And you don't do it. And then it never comes back. That thing never comes back. Now, I don't know. Obviously, you're here because I hope because you like what we do at least a little bit, or you may have like a bit of what we do at least. But every single one of these things that we've done for the past, 14 years now, is just a moment that was followed. That's all they are. None of them were constructed and built from the beginning, and none of them, and obviously we're not rich and famous, but none of them had any promise when they started. They just needed to be nurtured. And wanted to, you know, it's that is the most difficult thing, I think. Taking the tiniest bit of stuff that you've been given, wherever it comes from. I mean, I'm one of those believers in the fact that you pick it up, you don't make it. It's like something lands on you. You take it seriously if you can possibly do that. And obviously, that takes time. You need the freedom to do it. You've got jobs. We've got, how much time have you got? Have you got a room? We're lucky enough to have a room with our stuff set up in it, so it's possible to come in and turn everything on with the flick of basically 2 switches, and it's all here. Whereas before,
we used to have to get everything out, plug it all in, set it all up, and the moment's way out the window by the time you get there.
If you're living in a flat or your studio flat or something like that, it's like it's so difficult to be able to do that. It's a real luxury to be able to do this in many ways, but also don't ever underestimate the tiniest thing that pops into your head. That's where literally everything comes from. Everything that's ever made by humans starts with that tiniest little hello.
And
I'm
in
here.
conjunction with that that thing needs to be cherished is I remember we did have a sort of a creative blocky sort of period, or a period where everything was just not quite, this doesn't feel like it's got this something, and we were both basically, in retrospect, I can't remember when it was now, we were judging things before they were done.
I was probably suffering from AFib as well.
It was earlier than that, but it was a case of you've got to give whatever you're doing a chance to breathe before you evaluate it. You can't judge something while you're doing it.
True.
Because you will just kill it.
True.
You've got to let it emerge and grow.
Very true.
Yeah. So, give your ideas a chance and a space.
That's why, and I seemed quite mean in that recording of us doing the thing, but it's just a demo. I went, is it?
Yeah.
Do you know, you don't know.
I know.
Don't ever limit the thing you're about to do, because you never know. It might be the most amazing thing that ever got committed to tape, ever.
In my defense, I bring that to my demos. I always want it to be, it could be the final performance. But in saying that in that moment, I was giving myself permission to fuck it up. Excuse my language. But
is that what you want? Okay. Well,
I think that's it. You also have
case,
permission to get it wrong. It's okay to get it wrong.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe both of those are true.
Yeah, you kind of need to
both
do both.
Both are true.
The pressure's on, but the pressure's off. But actually...
You can sit on the sofa, but you can't. But you can, but you can't. Get on the sofa. No? Did I? Get off the sofa. Sorry, what am I I'm doing a Ren and Stimpy reference. Really
that's
weird.
What it was. the band
Man's
episode.
best friend. Yeah.
Caitlin had a question related to singing. She's been practicing singing stamina lately, and it almost feels like my vocal folds are growing thicker. Have you experienced that? I haven't personally experienced that, but for me, the work I need to do is on my diaphragm. And so it was all about breathing for me, not so much, and relaxing the vocal cords, because the more I was using them, I was getting hoarse. So it's like, make this relaxed. I do things like holding your throat and making sure that there's no tension there. But my diaphragm was very weak, and I learned that I was breathing wrong. I thought I was breathing deeply. You would always say to me, breathe, you're not breathing. And I'd be like, I am breathing. But it was all up here. It wasn't really even though I made my stomach move like it was supposed to, it wasn't actually coming from the diaphragm. And it took me a long time to understand how that physiology works. And something that helped me, a tool, which amazingly enough, Toman sell, but it's a medical tool.
Do you want to see it?
It's this Ultra Breathe. And it looks like a weird sex toy. I don't know. But
oh, please.
Basically, you blow into it and it gives you resistance when you breathe in and out. And it's something that people who hike at very high altitudes use these to practice to strengthen their diaphragm so that they can breathe very thin air and still take deep breaths.
So I cut back to that. So it's the Toman Ultra Breathe.
The Toman Ultra Breathe.
And the most unintentional...
It's called the Ultra Breathe.
Unintentionally filthy looking object in the world.
They must have offered Toman some branding. But I started working with that just for a few weeks, and it was enough.
Wait a minute. Does that go in your mouth?
Yeah, that goes in your mouth.
And that's sticking out of your face?
Yeah, and you turn it to adjust the amount of resistance. You've seen me use it, not for many years.
No, I haven't. I've never seen this being used.
I must have kept that from you.
That's horrible. I used to teach voice, okay? So
you knew all this,
the voice teaching you get at drama school is basically you don't make a sound for the first 2 terms.
Oh, that's like how when you learn how to make sushi rice, you
have
become
to
a sushi rice. You have to make rice for like 3 years and just watch people before
I was expecting to say you have to sit and contemplate rice. But it's like you don't make a sound for such a long time, and then when the sounds first come, they're very basic and simple, and it's not about it's all about get the column of air as the old-fashioned thing was. We've got the Patsy Rodenburg books.
So I'd read all those, and I knew it all in theory, and I thought I know all this, but how come it's not working? Well, this is the thing: you can know it, but the
not know
ultra breathe, and simultaneously we started running. We were doing Couch to 5K. It was during lockdown. And those two things in combination finally gave me the sensation of this is what it feels like to have a reserve of air.
And to have control over your
and
breathing.
To have control.
I remember when you first started running, you felt like you were going to pass out.
I thought I was going to die.
You can actually take control of how you're breathing, which makes you able to run.
And it was so strange that first time we ran like a serious distance, and I actually kind of had a bit of a breakdown because it brought up all this stuff from childhood when I'd had childhood asthma and couldn't run and couldn't do that. And I used to be a very good runner, but I got asthma. And
it's emotional.
You know, I realised I
had
all this stuff tied up around how I breathe, the most fundamental part of human existence almost. And that's what singing is connected to. Very deep stuff.
Well, all the sounds we make come from, I mean, the from when you're a baby to when you the first cries of a baby to all and the way our voices are restricted by teaching and learning and the schooling we all have and the clothes we have to wear and the way what is assumed to be appropriate, especially for women. The women aren't supposed to be loud, right? I know this. I'm living in the past here, but there's these cultural ideas about how we're supposed to sound get in the way of free, natural, open stuff. Go and check out Patsy Rodenburg if you've never seen it. There's a brilliant. Actually, there is a beautiful video on YouTube.
We'll share
I can't
it in
remember
the links. It's Why I Do Theatre
stage.
by Patsy Rodenburg.
It's amazing. And she, until very recently, was teaching at Guildhall. We just found out she's left.
She started a new school in Lisbon. So if you're in Lisbon, go see her. Wow.
So those of you who don't know, Guildhall's one of a very respected drama school in London. But there we go. It's all voice. Anyway, you want to... Shall we?
Before we go to that, I was going to say I was going to say the ultra breathe. It was enough to, once you know that sensation, then you can practice with it. But I had just never experienced true diaphragmatic breathing before. And that was only 2020.
It's resistance training. So, I mean, basically what we're saying is if you feel like your vocal folds are getting leathery, maybe stop and have a look at what's going on in your diaphragm, in your breathing. Because this should be free. It should just pass through without any resistance at all. But this resistance training for your diaphragm sounds really good.
I mean, it's a whole other thing how guys do the rock vocal and ladies do the I don't know how they do that, but you can do training for that kind of vocal as well. I beg your pardon.
The chicken entered the room.
Well, speaking of this,
tonight, woman!
Chris, what made you want to sing on Be Better? Michael Bridge says, I do not know your entire back catalogue and I don't know how often you sing on tracks. Cyberblob jumped in and said, Hex! Sorry, I don't have it.
Oh, right, sorry.
But it was in the comments. Cyberblob said Hex, and yes, indeed, that's a Booster exclusive track.
So, Michael, thanks for asking. Why did you sing?
Well, you did the demo.
Well, I wrote the song.
And you wrote the song.
Well, I can answer this.
Okay.
I do sing. Some of our songs I actually write, at least the initial phases of them, and sometimes the entire song, and I will record the entire song and hand it off to you, and you do always a better job than I do. Now, in this particular case, this song had a particular sort of, I don't know, there was a level of vitriol that I was feeling. I don't know if it comes across because the song, ultimately, what you're hearing on Be Better is the demo. And the demo vocals, what I will generally do is I'll do 3 or 4 passes and iterate, and then I literally make it up, write down anything that was good, go through again, try and hit it, reiterate, take the bits that came good from that, and then eventually, this is probably about take 4, but it's, I would say, still a demo. And it was about a very particular thing that had happened to a very close friend of mine. I'm not even going to say who. Somebody who I'm not even going to say who.
That's plenty.
Did something quite awful to them. And I was just completely knocked out by it, and it just happened. I just had to sing it. And then there was a time when I was thinking, well, maybe you should sing this. Maybe you should sing this. And it didn't. I don't know. It
It
didn't.
just didn't work.
It didn't seem to work. I think I was probably angrier than you.
I think you're right, actually. It's funny you mentioned, because I thought we didn't use my take because I know it wasn't sort of strong enough for the song, but you're right. It lacked the vitriol that is there, like that particular
It's
energy.
not like I'm not really. I'm not like John Lydon in it at all. But there was something. I mean, it
There's
was.
something.
I've very clear memory of that song happening
Yeah.
and why it happened, and it just stayed. And then so the song was about twice as long as it is on the album, and I did a massive load of editing. I just chopped it out. I think I chopped out one of your favourite
You
bits.
did. I really liked how it ended. You did like a weird bit, and then it
Doesn't
just,
matter. Maybe that
anyway.
can be a Booster special, a Booster
The extended
exclusive.
mix.
Oh, speaking of Booster exclusives,
Uh,
we come back
well,
to
we've
that.
got so many
So,
comments to
let's
share
go
before
through.
we go to those.
But yeah,
so-
that's why I sung on that song. And I mean, Bree tried to sing on it,
yeah.
but
We always have a go to see. if
it ended up just
works.
being me. And I didn't sing on the last album. I did sing on the one before. And
Quite-
sometimes I sing on things.
Quite often, I mean, we'll test it to see.
I try not to, though.
We see whose voice it suits better, and some we see
It's
about
always you.
harmonies as well. And well, usually. But
Oh, we like Dave Garner, Martin Gore.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
No. Which one am I? I'm Martin, right?
You're Martin Gore, look.
Oh. Which one am I range-wise, though? Am I Martin? He's higher.
Yeah, I think so.
Anyway.
I don't think I'm Dave, though.
Right.
have a black
Okay, that's plenty of that. Right. Lots of
Context.
people commented about the photos in the album art, so I just want to run through those
Fascinating.
quickly.
Yeah, thank you for commenting about that.
Caitlin said, I burned most of my school books as soon as I
Did
left
you?
home.
What did everyone think about that?
Gary G says, I ended up shredding a lot of old photos, mainly of me as a kid. I didn't want them. My
Wow,
sis
wow.
took what she wanted. It would have just been a pile of stuff for my kids to sort at some point
Huge.
in the
Thank
future.
you. Thank you, because I've had so many people look at me with sheer abject horror when I tell them I just burnt all my photos and my diaries, and they just
I really love the fact you're thinking about stuff your kids are going to have to sort at some point in the future, because this
Yeah.
was another thing that was present
This is
in
what
our
happened.
lives. My sister and I, and my mum to a degree, we all had to sort out quite a lot of stuff in a very short space of time while going through massive trauma and grief. So
yeah.
after that, my mum, in fact, I don't think she'll mind me saying, had a big cull of her own. She's like, I don't want to leave you guys in that situation because that's just horrible. So
And then look at
yeah.
this. We've made an album which is made of photographs with things handwritten on the back, and you discover it, and it's a cache of photos from you don't know where. I mean, I think it's delicious.
Well, Philip
It's
Dunbar
strangely
said,
delicious.
photos are a sad point for me because I've lost all mine from moving over the years.
Okay.
And my grandpa, aged 103, was an avid picture taker and
Oh, wow.
collector. And my mum just wanted to get rid of them. My brother didn't want to store them in his attic.
Okay.
For me, they're memories and memory catalysts of those of us with poor memories.
Okay.
They're static windows of history, lives, loves, and interests.
That's huge.
And that's so beautiful as
I mean,
well.
that's true as well. I mean, I get both angles.
It's really interesting. I want to bring another thing that happened while processing, because my dad was a photographer as well. He took loads and loads of photos. There was suitcases to go through. And I started taking photos of photos. And I've talked to other people subsequently who've been through this process, and they have done similar things. And I feel like there's almost a magic act in taking a photo, in that you're deciding this is a memory I want to keep. And it does something to our brains and our memories without actually needing the physical object. But I guess that's very personal, whether you need the object or not. And of course, my memory's totally fallible. I will probably forget the things. But there's something about the act of taking a photo that means something.
And also the act of taking Susan Sontag, ladies and gentlemen, sorry, art school boy. The act of taking a photo can also separate you from the thing you're witnessing.
Yeah.
You become a photographer rather than a person that's there. But I mean, like I said, I mean, before, when I remember it's weird. Since the photos have all gone, there's moments where I go, oh yeah, and I'm remembering the photo. And the photo is just a signifier of the thing. Do you see how strange this album is for us?
Yeah.
This album was born out of quite a difficult time in our life. We did a lot of strange, auto-destructive stuff about getting rid of our... I have no backstory now, basically.
Yeah.
I mean...
There'll never be a Hollywood film about you if you can't do the backstory bit.
I mean, you can just look at me and work it out though. But and then we've made this, I can't go on about it enough. We made this album made of photographs we found with other people, like an invented family album. And it only dawned on me after the idea had been fully finished that what we'd done was actually quite strange.
Yes.
That's all.
Yeah.
Sorry. I mean, I may be over-labouring this, but I feel, yeah.
We went through a very transformative time, and this album is very much a document of that transformation.
Yeah, and yet we've used other people's documents to illustrate it because we've deleted our own.
I do feel like that step of deleting things and setting foot into the unknown is what creative people do every time they embark on a new project. You go, right, I'm going to create what happens next. And it's a leap into the unknown, and it requires still resolve.
Yeah.
And you just have to trust yourself.
That's not okay. Well, at the risk of whittering on for hours, I just also want to say thank you so much for all of you that have bought it and have got back in touch with us to say it's touched you in some ways, because it's been so, it's been really moving, and it's what's the word? Encouraging. No, that's not even big enough. It's
galvanizing.
No, there's what's the word?
While you think about it, I'll read some compliments.
Sorry.
Stefan Lars says, "Sea Views, Soft Rains. Here are the results from the Swedish jury.
Okay.
Concept, 10 out of 10. Artwork, 10 out of 10. Music, 10 out of 10.
Wow.
How many thumbs up? All of them.
How many thumbs is it? 10. 10 thumbs.
And Andrew K in Spaces in Noid said, Alligator is my fave
Awesome.
track on the album.
Thank you.
Good question from...
I mean, I really love what you did. So somebody asked earlier on, I can't remember, sorry, I can't remember who it was, how do you write your songs? That started off as vaguely like it wasn't like it didn't, the music wasn't the way it was when I started. It was different. You wrote the lyrics, they came in, and then you basically said we need it to go different in the middle, and I went, oh yeah, like major. It needs to, and then it was only once your lyrics were there that I knew what to do with that song. So that's a classic case of push and pull. There's something's needed. Deliver it. How they've delivered it, it's changed something. Now something else has to happen, and then only when you finally look at my hands, God, they're really. God, what are they doing? Right.
You've lost the thread.
What a pretentious asshole.
That was brilliant. Caitlin says, would you share the ocean surf that you have? I'll add it to my ambient ocean sleep playlist.
Sure.
We'll probably put that up for the boosters.
Yes.
Really good question from Coyote Synth. Where do you prefer that people purchase your album? What platform's better than you? Good question, because we're on a few, and we're on a few streaming services. We're not on Spotify. We've got a whole Substack article about that. But Bandcamp is really the best for us. Agree?
Yeah. Do you know what? We stopped talking about Spotify and how evil they are, and we've gone on to AI. But we've been talking about Spotify and how evil they are for at least 4 years.
Yeah, a long time.
And if you're on Spotify, well, you know, I don't want to tell you how to live your life.
There are alternatives now, by the way. I mean, there's less good ones like Apple Music, Tidal to some degree. Deezer's better. They have they're weeding out AI stuff constantly. Deezer. There's a new one called Qobuz.
Did you hear that?
QOBUZ.
Is it Deezer? I can't remember which streamer platform.
Yeah, Deezer.
Basically 50% of all uploads is AI now.
Yeah. They're doing a really good job of tracking that all and taking it down. And they're actually the only company who's surveyed the general public about what they feel about AI music and if they think it should be labelled or not. Most people think it should be labelled and they wouldn't like it in the charts. So people don't generally, they want some transparency around.
And there's a hell of a lot of people that are just churning out masses and masses and masses of content in order to basically game the system and make a quick buck. They're not musicians. They're people that are using AI to get quick cash.
Anyway, best place
Yeah.
to buy the album is on
Okay.
Bandcamp.
Okay, shall we?
There it is. It's booelectric.bandcamp.com/album/cviewsoftrains or tinyurl.com/one-word cviewsoftrains.
We did used to. I mean, I don't know if we still will, but we do. It is possible to buy directly from us.
Yeah, well,
Let's
that's not
just
set
leave
up
that.
for this album.
It's not
at the
set up for
moment.
this album at the moment, but we were planning on doing that because Bandcamp itself, although it's great, has been changing hands
Yes.
so many times that we were suddenly. It was about 2 years ago. We went, hold on, what's going to happen if Bandcamp goes the way of, all
the
evil,
others.
all evil shitification corporations in the world, and
This kind of brings me to our last question I want to share from Pascal Aubrey, which is really good. When do you find the
Huge.
time to create? I suppose you have a day job on the side. Well,
Absolutely.
Pascal,
yeah.
indeed we do. And as Chris touched on before, we're so lucky to have a studio space that's ready to go. We live together. Most bands don't live together. That's a real challenge for most musicians.
There's only two of us.
There's only two of us. Basically, if we work from home. So if we have an idea, I mean, can't really do it while either of us are working, but we can get to it at the end of the night. But I was looking through the diaries of the timeline of making this album, and so
Okay.
from 2024 to now, it's basically whenever we have a day free, we know we're going to be free, and we're working on it consciously. We're making time for it. I think it changes throughout the album cycle. So at the start, there's lots of demo making, and that will be either jamming together, but more typically you working in the studio, just seeing what comes out. And then I'll come in and hear something, and we'll do that bouncy back and forth thing. But once we have a playlist of demos that we want to work through,
That's when the work really starts.
we grab every free day that we can. Every free evening, every free moment is dedicated to
literally,
getting it down.
I mean, we're making these albums by hand, so I mean, we're talking maybe 2 solid weeks of work
of physically making it
to
as
make,
well.
and we had 130 currently for sale.
Yeah.
There are now only about 30 of them
Yeah.
for sale, so if you haven't got one, get one now, because I don't know when we're going to be able to make any
Yes.
more, because quite frankly, we've got too much to do now.
And we're freelance, and
as well as
we
working.
can't control when the work comes in, and when
As-
it comes, we
and-
have to do it.
And as well as working now, we've got to get ready for the gig,
We've got a gig to prepare
which
for.
is a month away, but that involves entirely programming the whole thing, working out
Practicing
how to
every
do it,
evening.
making a playlist, practicing, and then practicing. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of, how the
so
hell do we do
we
it?
don't have a lot of time for
Holidays.
much else. Yeah, like holidays. There's no holiday
You're on
for like a
holiday.
year. But we're hoping to. This gig's exciting because we're really excited about bringing you some of the songs live and about doing a new set list. And we've been getting some interesting inquiries from Europe. Someone actually asked in the chat, will you ever play in, not Hamburg, Hungary? Hungary. It's like, yeah, we'd love to. So we're going to try and pick up some of those threads and see where we can get to, see if we can bring stuff to you. But again, it's very hard to even arrange a gig. You need somebody who can do all that stuff for you, because we frankly, it's a whole other skill set.
Yeah, it's tricky. But, for all of you that are, here, thank you very much.
Yes.
And obviously, this show has been very much been about us, but we always want to, as much as we can, spread the word about any of our friends or anyone around that wants to have their stuff publicized
you have
or
an
shown.
album coming out, let us know. We have a Discord that anybody can join for free. tinyurl.com/BOOdiscord, I believe it is.
But one of the things that's most difficult, I mean, really, the most difficult thing about this is, apart from the writing and recording, which is fine, it's just something I'm sure you will do, but then the manufacturing and the promotion of it, the work that we did. Now, there's something interesting happened. I just want to share this now, if that's okay. So those of you that have got the physical album now, you'll know that there are 15 photographs in there. 3 of them are photographs of us, but the other 12 are the found photographs with the stuff on the back. Now, they were all printed on our Epson.
The Canon IX6850.
Canon A3 printer. Now, it's a great printer. It does a really good job, but it kept messing up, and I ended up with a very large stack of photos that didn't work. Either the back was misaligned or they messed up in some way. And I was thinking, oh my God, there's going to be a lot of paper going to the recycling, and that's a shame because this photo paper is quite expensive, and it's a bit of a shame because we spent a lot of time finding the photo paper that we could print on both sides and that felt like a reasonable facsimile of that brilliant, the Kodak stuff you had in the 70s. And then I had an idea. Instead of throwing it away, why not do this to it? Oh, you can't see? Yes, you can.
See that quality control advice label? Some of you may recognize that particular piece of graphic design, apart from the QR code, which is the modern edition.
Yeah, so I was trying to find... You remember when you get your photos back from Boots or from Snappy Snaps or wherever, and there was something wrong with it, they slap one of these stickers on saying, "You are a rubbish photographer. You have made a terrible mistake."
Try again and reduce the aperture.
Peel here to remove. So they'd stick these pictures on. I had this idea. Let's do that. Stick a QR code on it. And that QR code links to the album, and we literally dropped them around town, everywhere we could. There's all the
We've got more to drop.
They were going to end up in recycling, but we managed to turn them into some kind of a little piece of PR publicity for ourselves. We got one newspaper article out of it, didn't we?
Well, she hasn't written it yet. She hasn't written it yet, but the nice thing is she shared it on Instagram, which is worth a lot to us, because just any way that people hear us, because our voices are this big.
No, we literally have no support. We have no PR, no management, no team behind us. The only team we have behind us is you. And we're going to ask you now to do the biggest thing we can possibly ask. And those of you that are boosters already, thank you so much. You've made it possible for us to, for example, get a drone. We could no way have afforded to use that, to get that and put it into our arsenal of what to do. But a more important thing really would be, if you like what we do, please share it. Because
tell people.
Please tell people. And so,
even if you know someone who you don't actually know that well, but they're really into synth pop, or they might they're into photography, or any sort of common thread that you think, you should check these guys out. Just give them a link.
Because we can't. I don't want to go on about it too much, but don't underestimate how close to the edge we are all the time. Wow. It's pretty. We're not going to stop, but
it's very hard.
It's not
basically
easy.
It's a really good question, Pascal, because we spend every spare minute we can on the band, and sometimes we can't spend time on the band because we're keeping a roof over our head. But with the boosters, the support of the boosters, that goes such a long way to helping us. So
and please don't take this the wrong way. We totally appreciate it.
We are very privileged and very lucky grateful
to be in this, and we're very lucky. I mean, we have been doing it for 14 years.
Yeah, and we're not about to stop. This is our life. We love it, and we love you guys.
We thought about stopping before, but it was basically what would happen if we stopped.
We'd keep doing it.
Or we'd cease to exist as we are. It's one of those
basically
things.
Not an option.
It's not an option. But anyway, if you like what we do, please share it with people. And
shall we thank the boosters?
Yes. Well, it's not yet.
Oh.
I just want to say, what is a booster? Does anyone know?
Oh.
Yeah.
Boosters. Oh, well, the boosters, for one thing, they've just got this awesome... Oh, well... Oh, sorry, you were segueing. I've ruined the segue. Go ahead.
Let me play you this. So here we go.
It's that time of the show when we like to say thank you to our boosters. Your support helps us to keep being Boo. For those who don't know, the boosters are our subscribers on Bandcamp or Patreon. If you become a booster today, for as little as £3 a month, you'll get a bunch of extra Boo goodies. Goodies like our digital releases, instantly available to download or stream, 10% off all our merch, including CDs, t-shirts and more, a plethora of subscriber-exclusive EPs, with new EPs being regularly added all the time, and subscribers can now tune into Radio Boo, our weekly radio show where we become smashy and nicey in our never-ending attempt to surprise each other with old, new and obscure music. It's like BOOcast, but unplugged and uncensored. Subscribers also get exclusive tracks, interviews and direct messages from Boo to you. And as if all that lot wasn't enough, At the end of 6 months continuous support, you get the coveted enamel Boo Peter badge that identifies you as a supporter of independent music and allows you to spot other boosters in the wild. So sign up today for as little as £3 a month for all this Boo swag. You're free to cancel anytime you like, there's no obligation, no salesman will visit your home, and you can sit back and enjoy the goodies, happy in the knowledge that your support has made what Boo do possible. Boosters, we salute you.
Yes, we absolutely do. Thank you so much for all of your support. And we've got a very special booster roll call coming up, actually, for me.
Yes, we'll share that in a second, because everybody who subscribes for 6 months or more gets the coveted Boo Peter badge. But this month we've just shared a new EP today.
So yeah, brand new EP.
Number 19.
There it is.
It's called Dog Suit.
Dog Suit. So there's 19 of those EPs. There's also a couple of extra totally exclusive albums, exclusive tracks,
exclusive merch, like the brand new Radio Boo t-shirt, the exclusive Katzen shirts.
I know. I mean, that I've got one of those coming. I'm a bit excited about that. And also Radio Boo. So we're up to Radio Boo episode 36 now. So these 34? Are half-hour shows.
34. We've just
34.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because 35 is the special.
Is it? Yeah. Okay. So we're up to. I don't know what's
going on.
There's
a lot.
It's 30. There's a lot of them. There's a Christmas special, but I mean they're really great. I say so myself. I like listening to them, and I'm in them. It's weird, but there's a really special one coming on Friday, which is going to be. It's one of our boosters. We've kept quiet about who this booster is.
Yeah, we kept it anonymous because we didn't know.
Anonymous. So it's basically a brilliant playlist from Sweden of stuff that basically, well, we'd heard one of them before, but the rest of it never heard before. New. So it's brilliant. I mean, really brilliant music.
In fact, Lady Aptitude was singing "Blue Sky Smiling at Me," and I thought, have you been listening to the Radio Boo? Are you a booster, Lady Aptitude? Because that was a really special song that I shared that my dad ripped off a 78 for me, a really old version of that. So yeah,
and you found it. That's amazing.
Finally found it. Yeah.
So what we're getting around to saying is it's probably worth it. So join us, and also you'll be with like all your other boosters, and you'll get that badge. And speaking of that badge, we are now going to do the booster roll call.
We must honour these boosters.
Now the question is, how big is the ease?
I don't know, so we'll see how out of breath we get during this. Yes.
Okay,
Good
so
luck.
If you're easily made anxious,
I feel like it might be okay. Maybe the timing's better now.
Let's find out.
We've got a lot of names to get through here.
Let's do it. Here we go.
But they're all important, every single one of them.
Yes, indeed. I'll turn that.
We salute these boosters who help us to do what we do. And we love you. We love sending our CDs out to you all over the world, wherever you are. And
just the fact that you're there makes everything feel in a cruel and uncaring world. Andrew Kovachevsky, Stefan Last, Scuzzer,
Ian J. Cole, James Newcomb, Craig Williams, Warren Harrison,
Jeff Terranova, Sean Parsons, Paul Marshline, Adam Embry,
Jeff Potter, Andrew Van, Ian Heath, Paul Harkness, Jörg Schaeffner, Tom Grimshaw,
Pascal Aubrey, Technomatic, David Heel, Andrew Wolford,
Nick Haig, Gary Goldfinch, Ed Francie, Andy Mayer, Rob Sloan, Ian Pass,
Wagyu, Simon Goodwin, thank you Wagyu for all the work you do, Simon Goodwin, Neil Wharton, Andrew Loveland, Jerome Gorman,
Michael Carker, No Labels Pulls,
Andrew Brooks, Andy McCreef,
Adrian Wright, Reynard Yenkeren and Rich Kuehl, Evan D.B. Gray, Julian Edge, Zach Lur,
Christopher Miller, Izzy Monkey, Red Glider, Tonim Pex, Steve Webb, this is easier,
Chris Mitchell, Peter Della, Jeffrey Collins, Gary and Paula,
Phil Dunbar, Peter Coit, Dots, Ben, Jerry, Benson, Brad Robinson,
Michael Bridge, William Power, Richie Fuchs, Daniel Saint.
What happened there?
And
Chris Philcox.
Welcome
aboard.
Welcome, sir.
That's amazing.
You will be receiving your Boo Peter badge in the post.
It's in the post already. I put it in there earlier today. Chris Philcox went to primary school. You know Chris.
Very, very old
Touched. Overpowered, overwhelmed.
I was lucky to meet when I first met you.
That's
as well.
right.
So
That's
I've known
right.
him a long time too. Thank you, Chris, and thank you all of those boosters. Yeah. Wow. We've come a long way.
Have we?
Yes. It's been quite a long show. Sorry about all the talking and everything, but we've been very excited to share all this stuff with you. And we hope it was interesting seeing behind the scenes of how this stuff happens. And most of all, hope it's inspiring for you to make your work. And, you know, it is hard doing it around things, but it's worth it, isn't it? And we're all so lucky. It's at the end of when we released Compulsory Games, there was a lot of kind of, I feel like, understanding what success means for a musician. And for me, success is being able to do it, to do the art, to finish it, release something, and keep doing it.
There's a brilliant, what's his name? The guy, Barry's Economics.
Yes.
If you haven't checked out Barry's Economics, check him out. We actually went to his club for your birthday.
Comedy club.
The comedy
the
club.
Angel. The Bill Murray.
The Bill Murray and Angel. And we saw
Mark Thomas.
Mark Thomas.
I met Mark Thomas.
He was just doing a test run of his show, and it was like literally, I mean, the guy's a genius.
I knew it'd be funny, but I was non-stop laughing the whole time.
And also deep. Well, you know Mark Thomas.
Yeah, unless he's, being incredibly poignant and moving.
But Barry's Economics, the guy that runs the
Bill Murray.
The Bill Murray, thank you. he made a brilliant. The most recent video he's done is about comedians that are actually really talented and really amazing, but they just fell by the wayside. And other comedians that are also really talented, but they do really well. And there's this strange, the idea of the meritocracy, whereby if you work hard and you're really good at what you do, you will succeed. And he's positing this idea that is actually a myth. It's not true, because the amount of people he's seen go through his world who had so much talent, were so good, so hardworking, but it just didn't work out for them. It's literally
There's no correlation.
There's no correlation between recognition and talent. So this is a thing that's very difficult to explain to people that have never been in the position where they're trying to make something or trying to make it in any way, in any form of creative world. They don't understand that if you're not successful, it doesn't mean you're rubbish and you must have done something wrong, or there must be something wrong with you, or anything like that. It's literally, it's total. It's capricious. It makes no sense. Some people are successful and some people aren't. And how talented and hardworking they are almost has no place in the thing. Anyway, so what you're saying is our definition of success is basically you. It's the people we've met doing what we do. It's been 14 years now. We've made so many great friends. You're all really important to us. We love everything that you do as well, and we want to share what you do. So just keep in touch, become part of what we're doing, and let's just keep this thing going.
Don't be shy to share your stuff. It's a joy to share it, because this is what life's all about. This is the important stuff, the stuff that brings us together and moves us and helps us move through these difficult times in our lives as well, and understand them and look at them through different prisms. And it's so interesting about the photos, giving us again another different prism to view those songs through and that time in our lives. We love you, and thank you for sharing this journey with us, and we look forward to seeing what you make and share with us too.
So the album's out tomorrow. For those of you that aren't boosters, we're going to give you an exclusive now. You're going to hear your first hearing of one of the tracks on the album. We made a little video for it. It's not a proper video, it's just a little thing, but it will give you a vibe, a flavour of what the album's a little bit like. Somebody asked if it was Blackpool in
earlier.
The photos.
It is. That photo is Blackpool.
No, that's Southend.
What? Funland?
Yeah, it's Southend.
I'm
pretty sure.
Do you have one? Yeah.
I think that's Southend.
It's Blackpool. I had it on the
Are you sure?
It's on the postcard. It says Blackpool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I have the postcard.
So it's not Southend, it's Blackpool. But anyway, enough. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for being there. If you haven't subscribed already, do to
I'm
the YouTube.
not sure now. I'm going to have to go check, but it did say Blackpool.
Yeah, probably right.
Check.
You're probably right. Anyway, it feels funny saying goodbye.
It does feel funny saying goodbye. This isn't the end. This is the beginning of a new phase for us all.
Definitely. Yeah.
And this next phase for us is going to involve performing live and seeing you guys in person in places. So, yes. If you know anywhere we'd be good to play, any bands you'd like to see us play with, get in touch because, any leads on that is good. Are
As
good.
we say goodnight.
Oh, that's very dark.
It is.
You make it blue again.
Make it that colour and that colour. There. Oh, hello.
Okay, we're just playing with the lights now.
I don't want to say goodbye.
We're going to have to say goodbye, but we're going to see you again in a month. And there will be a synth of the month next month, right?
Yep.
Right.
I think so. Take care. We love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Quiet now, you once were all aglow. Lead me through your haunted sideshow. The time has done.